No one would be surprised to hear that #1 export in Scotland is whiskey. But if I asked you what is the #1 food export, you would probably think it's shortbread or haggis. But in reality, it's salmon. Smoked, grilled, or raw, Scottish salmon is popular all over the world. And to keep up with the demand, Scottish aquaculture is expanding rapidly. Unfortunately, such a rapid expansion is unsustainable due to constant reliance on wild fish stocks as a protein and food source for naturally carnivorous salmon. And when farmers try to switch to alternative, more environmentally friendly, plant-based diets, salmon don't grow as big and healthy. So why does it happen? Why salmon don't grow as big? Part of the answer is probably hiding inside of their guts. So we know that gut bacteria that live inside of different animal guts, including us, humans, play a crucial role in feed digestion and animal health. So in order to understand why these fish don't grow as well on these alternative diets, we need to understand how these different bugs are involved in the feed digestion. But that requires a novel experimental approach. And this is where my PhD, SalmoSim, comes to play. So what is SalmoSim? SalmoSim is an artificial salmon gut system. I know it sounds a bit science fiction, but it's up and running right now in the University of Glasgow. So how does one build an artificial salmon gut system? So first things first, we need to find out how does the real salmon gut look like. In order to do that, we just opened up a real salmon and we saw that it has 3 major gut compartments: stomach in yellow, pyloric caecum in green, and midgut in blue. Then we just took bacteria from these 3 different gut compartments and we transferred them into 3 separate jars. We also made sure that conditions within these jars are similar to the ones in real salmon by setting that the right temperature, pH, just making bacteria feel like home. We also made sure that bacteria are not starving by feeding them the same feed as salmon was eating prior bacteria moved house. And finally, we just connected all the bits together and waited for the waste at the other end. In other words, we just use a SalmoSim system to produce really expensive salmon pool. And once the system is up and running, it can be used for many different purposes, such as testing how different feeds affect gut bacteria, identifying how different feed additives can help with feed digestion, or using as a test bed for drug delivery. And hopefully, one day, SalmoSim could heavily reduce the number of animal studies required altogether in order to develop new treatments and feeds for salmon. Thank you.